Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to today's SmackDown review, where we are going to be breaking down everything that happened tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. And tonight was actually really fun and really historical because we had the opening little segment, the Hulk Hogan's tribute, and this was super good. We had Triple H over the commentary of the whole entire thing, whether that was his clips from his whole entire career or whether that was introducing the 10 bells. But yeah, very, very good there. I love what they did there. I didn't know how they were gonna do with this just because of how short of time they had, due to the fact that he did pass last or yesterday morning. So I didn't know if they would have time to put together a good piece, but they ended up showing clips of this same exact thing over the whole entire show, like almost after every single commercial. So I think that they definitely did him good, and they definitely represented who Hulk Hogan is as a whole and represented his legacy well. And I think Hulk would be proud if he was here and saw that. So I think that that was a good way to start off the show. Very good, and obviously a lot of emotions going through. We had Sergeant Slaughter there, we had the Honky Tonk Man there, and we had Uncle Howdy in his full concept. But yeah, after a commercial break, after Hulk Hogan's tribute, Logan Paul came to the ring to talk about his upcoming tag match at SummerSlam. He said that it was good to be back in Cleveland before he did this usual routine of insulting his hometown. Uh, he brought out Jelly Roll as his guest, and the musician cut his own entrance short to insult Paul from the aisle. He said Paul had been a silver spoon kid his whole life. The man with the face tattoo showed no uh, intimidation and getting into the ring with Logan Paul. McIntyre slid into the ring to stand next to Logan Paul, which led to the crowd chanting for Orton. As soon as the Viper got into the ring, he decked McIntyre to kickstart a brawl. McIntyre and Paul got the upper hand, but Orton and Jelly Roll came back and ended the segment by sending them out of the ring. This would have made more sense to be the final segment before SummerSlam, but it did what it was set out to do. This was a predictable but serviceable segment, that seemed like the crowd was invested enough to react in what was happening. But overall, I just think that this match could have definitely been built up a little bit better. But I mean, this is what you're going to get with every single tag match you're going to see on any PLE, especially like a high caliber PLE like SummerSlam. You always get the brawl, but I was expecting Randy to get a few words out. But I mean, what can he really say there that can insult Logan and Drew that he hasn't already said? So I kind of understand the aspect coming from there. But overall, very good way to start the show out, this opening segment at least. And I love how Jelly Roll didn't put his own song as his theme. I think that would have been nice if he would have put like Liar or something as a theme song. But having Toby Keith as his theme was not bad. But yeah, there is no way that a WWE writer told Logan Paul to pretend he though the crowd was chanting "Thank you, Logan" during Hogan's segment. There's no way a WWE writer was like, "Hey, go out there and say and act like they were chanting for you instead of Hogan." That's insane. Like that's a different level of heel. Um, I think that was didn't need to be said, but you can tell during the segment. You could tell that Jelly Roll's been working out. Um, Jelly Roll began to sing Orton's theme song before he came out. I thought that was a cool touch. But yeah, overall that segment was really cool, and I actually enjoyed it. Next up, we see Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez come out to have a one-on-one match. Charlotte Flair accompanied Bliss to the ring for her match against Perez, who had Raquel Rodriguez by her side. This match was booked to hype up the upcoming women's tag title match at SummerSlam. Bliss and Perez are two of the smallest women on the roster, so both of them are used to fighting bigger opponents in most situations. You could tell both were excited to work with someone who was smaller size because it allowed them to do moves that they might not be able to do to bigger opponents. But Bliss tried to make a comeback. Whenever the Queen cheered on her partner as she hit Perez with a good flurry of offense. But we know that Charlotte brought out some pom poms to the ring. That was a decent touch. But we saw a bloody Bliss after the match, and overall we saw Roxanne Perez ended up rolling up Alexa Bliss. So I think that that was definitely the right call there. We know that Charlotte got the win against Raquel last week, so it was only right for Roxanne to get the win against Perez, or for Roxanne to get the win against Bliss this week. So I think that was a cool touch. Um, and this week it was kind of like a full 360 shift. It was like that. The last week, Charlotte was kind of still on the fence about being Alexa's friend, But now she said if they win the tag titles at SummerSlam, she's gonna be her friend, and I think that's what's gonna really solidify, to me at least, that they're gonna win those tag titles at SummerSlam due to the fact that we literally just saw Charlotte come out with pom poms, and we saw a whole gimmick about how Charlotte is gonna get on the side of Alexa Bliss and be a good tag team, in which that is what we need because I believe that Liv Morgan will eventually be back pretty soon, at least I believe. So to have them lose the titles like this is really good. We had a match that stemmed from a backstage segment, which is Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green. I thought this match was not needed, but I kind of felt like the only reason why we were doing it was to fill time. I feel like that was kind of a filler match because Jade has nothing to do with Chelsea Green, but I guess after this is what kind of made me believe that this was a part of the show in which Cargill defeated Chelsea Green. But the show cut to break almost immediately, and we saw Cargill dominating the former United States champion. Piper Niven and Alba Fire watched from ringside as Green made a short-lived comeback before she was hit by Jada to give Cargill the win. Secret Service attacked the match, but attacked Jade Cargill after the match, but Tiffany Stratton made the save. This match took place mostly during the break and was a very basic squash. There's not much more to it. I love the fact that Tiffany came out to save Jade because even though they have all this disrespect for each other, at the end of the day, nobody is kind of messing with Chelsea Green, so that kind of gives Chelsea more of an unlikable character, even though everybody's still going to love her. But I think it was cool to see that, and I think overall it's really fun to see the ending where Jade and Tiffany's kind of playing tug of war with that title to really settle who's going to win at SummerSlam. Now they're kind of coming out of tonight's show as a 50-50, as if Jade would have won here, it kind of would have gave her a little bit of an upper hand. But either way, I think that it would be good at SummerSlam. I think it's already solidified that we will probably get a win from Tiffany Stratton, especially due to the fact that we've already seen Naomi cash in and that she is the champion of the Raw brand. So I think that there's no way we can get a cash in. So I think that overall we're just going to have to see Jade Cargill win. Unless they're setting up a Survivor Series match where we're going to see champion versus champion of each company, in which we get Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I would actually be down for that, but it is what it is. Next up, we have another match that stemmed from backstage as The Miz. We saw him talking to Solo and his crew earlier in the show, but then we see The Miz walk up to Jacob and just slap him, and then that caused the match between Jacob and Miz, where we would see really the match barely got to go, but overall, Fatu ended up defeating The Miz by a Samoan drop. But yeah, I think that was pretty weird. I think that definitely was not not needed at all. This match wasn't needed, but in the end, we saw Solo Sikoa and his crew um, come to beat up Fatu until Jimmy Uso came for the save, and that means that the match and segment that followed up were predictable, but kept the feud between Fatu and Sikoa still going in the right direction ahead of SummerSlam. So I'm actually not mad about that, and I think that it's probably the best thing we could have done here. I would love to talk a lot about Cody Rhodes' segment. Cody Rhodes acknowledged Hogan's legacy was complicated and was surprising, and I think that the Cody Rhodes promo was so good. And I hate that the article I'm reading the results off of ain't gonna explain it a little bit more. But Cody, this we're gonna see Cody turn heel. Cody is 100% gonna turn heel at SummerSlam, and I think it's a given fact now, especially after hearing this promo. He says in this promo that the SummerSlam street fight is gonna be a different type of street fight. It's gonna have a different type of violence. And then he, after the promo, kisses the middle of the ring and like this is the last time. Like I kind of felt. I don't know if y'all felt the same way, but I love to drag this type of stuff out. I kind of felt like this was Cody Rhodes. I mean, he was celebrating in the crowd, like he was up on the turnbuckle. He looked like that this was the last time he's ever going to do this type of stuff where he is all for the crowd. He really acknowledged the crowd during this promo, and it kind of felt like this is the last time we're going to be seeing this. Not of all time, but definitely for a while while he goes and does this heel run. I think that this was Cody's sign of telling us that he's going heel at SummerSlam. And even though I am posting a video tomorrow on my reels talking about how whether I think The Rock is going to show up at SummerSlam or not, and it's almost a given fact due to his movie schedule that he is not going to be there. That's a little Easter egg for you, so you don't have to watch that reel tomorrow. But it's just like it's insane to think how busy The Rock's schedule is, but then we see Cody teasing this stuff, and the only real way that Cody would turn heel is if he goes with The Rock. But I don't think Triple H would turn to that side, or TKO would turn to that side, just for the fact that The Rock can never be on TV ever due to his movie schedule and Jumanji I think Jumanji 2 coming out or whatever, and he has to do Moana and live action movie. Like, he has all these movies to come out that he has to do, and I don't think he has any time on his schedule to come to a WWE event and help Cody Rhodes or be on Cody Rhodes' side. It's just going to be another Travis Scott and John Cena segment, and we know what happened to Travis Scott. So I think there's no possible way we can see a Cody heel turn. But then after seeing this promo, it's like, especially after seeing him tease it in all these interviews, it's like, we have to have it, okay? So it's like getting on my nerves at the same time because I'm getting so frustrated over Cody teasing to us after every single week that we're gonna see this heel turn, and then after this promo, I'm looking at it and I'm like, we're gonna see this. But then you look at the big picture here and you're like, but we can't. We can't. The Rock's not gonna show up and help Cody Rhodes. If he does, it's gonna be a one-time thing, and that's just gonna turn Cody heel, and then he's gonna run on his own. That's how it's gonna be. And Cody says a different type of violence. If the only other thing he could be mentioning by this is he's going to give he's going to give John so much pain that it's going to be a different type of violence. That could be a different thing, but he could be like, who else is there to help him? Kevin's still recovering from his surgery. There's no possible way he could come out and help him. Randy's having his own match on SummerSlam, and I believe that's night 1, so he might be able to come out and help Cody, but I don't think this is going to be a WrestleMania 40 affair. I think that Cody Rhodes here, he has to win this championship. But there's that slight change in my mind that's like, he might not win this championship. It's a street fight. Cena's got more people in his corner than Cody has his corner. But I think that we could really see a WrestleMania 40 affair and them try to kind of run this back just due to the fact that Cena's trying to ruin wrestling, and all these people that are so in love with the business, they're going to come out and help Cody. I could see that aspect. But there's no way we see that. There's no way. There's no way we get the whole roster out there to help Cody Rhodes after none of them showed him any support during this rivalry. There is no way. And so I have no faith in the fact that Cody Rhodes is going to win at SummerSlam, but I also have no faith that John Cena is going to win at SummerSlam. I'm completely torn, but if I had to pick on one, I'm going Cody Rhodes just because of the fact that this is the last time he gets to challenge for this while Cena is still champ. This is the last time. This is the second match they're going to have after WrestleMania 41, and this is the last time we're going to see something this special and this built up. This is seen as the last SummerSlam, the first two not SummerSlam. This SummerSlam is going to go down the books as the biggest SummerSlam of all time, and we have to have something big coming out of this, and having Cody winning this title would definitely do it, especially if it's going to be the main event of night 2, which has already been solidified. So why are we having Cody tease this heel run if there's nothing he can do with it? It makes no sense. And in the main event, the Wyatt Six defend their tag titles against Andrade and Rey Fenix, which is not a tag team. But we see a video package before saying how they are a actual tag team and how they both understand each other. Makes no sense. But they're a real tag team now, and the fans aren't going to shut up until they put Rey Fenix and Penta back together and form the Lucha Bros in WWE to make them one of the best tag teams of all time. If they would have done this by the start, if they would have, after Penta had his shot at the IC title and Rey was doing nothing on TV, instead of combining him and Andrade, move him over to Raw, move Penta over to SmackDown, let's do something with him instead of tossing him around the bush. Makes no sense, man. But overall, this match was really good until we saw the interference with Nikki Cross pulling out the ref soon as Andrade and Rey were about to win the tag titles. And DIY, Fraxium, Street Profits, and MCMG all coming out after the match, forming a six-man ladder tag match, or six-tag team ladder match, forming at SummerSlam, which Nick Aldis announces right after Montez Ford does a front flip over the turnbuckle. That match is announced for SummerSlam. I called that perfectly. I literally called it before SmackDown tonight. I've been calling it for the past month, just due to the fact that we did not see it whenever the time was right at WrestleMania. So instead, they did it the WrestleMania after Friday Night SmackDown, and I think that was not right. So now we're finally getting it, and we're finally going to get it in the right place at the biggest SummerSlam event ever. And it's actually going to be televised on a PLE this time, and it's going to be a TLC match, tables, ladders, and chairs. We're bringing back that stipulation as well, where the titles will be raised all the way up, and somebody has to get a ladder to get them. This match is going to be potentially one of the best ladder matches of all time. Just to look at all the people in this match. The White Six are awesome in ring. Andrade and Rey are awesome in the ring. MCMG is one of the goats in ring. Street Profits you really can't get any better than them. DIY is awesome as well. And we know what those three can do. MCMG, DIY, and Street Profits, we know what they can do. But whatever you add Wyatt Six and Andrade and Rey Fenix into the mix, either it can be an absolute disaster where they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off, or we can get an absolutely masterpiece, which is what I'm hoping for. Whenever you get all these guys freestyling against each other, because you cannot plan a 40-minute match. So I think that they're probably going to rush them, which I think is going to be a horrible part about this match. But you're on a PLE, you can really do whatever you want. You're on Peacock, so you have as much time as you want. You just got to really utilize it. And I don't care if I have to sit there for 6 hours. It's worth the hour that I have to watch this match. It's really worth it. It's a ladder match with all six of your hottest SmackDown tag teams, and it's the best tag division in WWE right now. You have to use it wisely. So I think tonight's SmackDown was awesome. I loved the Hulk Hogan tribute. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. I loved the White Six match, even though I wish Andrade and Ray would have gotten the job done. I predicted the White Six to win, in which they did technically win. I loved Cody Rhodes teasing that he's going to turn heel, but it's just a confusion of us knowing that he can't. There's nothing that he can do. The Rock, if he shows up, he's just going to leave Cody on his own, which is probably what they're going to end up pulling the trigger on. But I think that tonight's SmackDown was really good. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to go edit my clips so I can post the clips to my reactions on the watch party on Twitch. And without further ado, like this video, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to see more hot takes and great videos like this. And I'll see y'all boys in the next one. Deuces, ooses.